Most players focus on perfecting their form, but here's a secret. The best shooters, they have a really unique mental approach. So in this video, I'm breaking down the 3 mental pillars that make them such lethal shooters. So I'll break it down into 3 different things. First, their philosophy. Second, their psychology. And thirdly, their principle. First and foremost, their philosophy. I know you're kind of wondering, well, what is philosophy? I got you. So philosophy is basically someone's thought process or personal rules that they live by. Okay, so for a shooter, it's the thought process of a shooter or personal rules of a shooter that they live by. Okay, so I believe that the philosophy of a shooter comes down to like their discipline, their consistency, and their mastery. Okay, their thought process. I have to be disciplined. I have to be consistent. I have to be a master of this shooting game. Okay, so the things that make them disciplined, consistent, and a mastery is first they master the very simple details. The small, minute things that people don't care about or think about, the average player don't think about, the average fan doesn't think about. Even sometimes other really good players think about these things. Something as simple as the texture of the ball. Now, all good hoopers and real hoopers know every ball not created the same. So you might have a brand new ball versus a ball that's kind of been warmed in and warmed up some. Two very different things that are big details to hoopers that know. The average person just thinks, oh, this ball is the same thing. It's 2 basketballs. Who cares? One detail they probably care about is the timing. Okay, but the timing is more of a principle that they live, a philosophy that they live by as far as their life. So their routine and their habits mean a lot. They're really fixated on. I have to make sure that every morning, every day, I'm going to get up, and part of my routine is getting on my shots. Part of my routine is make sure I'm eating right. I'm going to have the habits that build into my routine to make sure I'm going to be an elite shooter. I'm going to be a great shooter. They're very nitpicky about the timing of how they do things. So if we have practice at 3, I want to make sure I get there at 1 so I can get my shots up. Go back to being a master of simple details. They're also very focused, and not just in the sense of, it's late game situation. I'm focused on knocking down this shot. It's not just that. It's focusing on is what I'm doing. Get me to the goal of what I have. Is this shooting routine the right way for me to become the best shooter I'm trying to be? Is this what I'm doing right now the right target to aim at to get me where I want to be a better shooter? They're not just focused on making a shot. They're focused on is everything that I'm doing right now getting me in this direction. They're not getting distracted. Well, this is cool, but not gonna make me a better shooter. This is fun, but it's not making me a better shooter. Their thought process on being great and being a great shooter specifically, they have a higher level of focus on being great and fixated on being great as a shooter. But they have small details in everything they care about. Not just the small details as far as being massive, but every little thing matters about them. So the timing of the pass means a lot. You better pass me while I'm open, not just trying to force me a bomb of a shot that I got to force up now. The location of the pass means a lot, meaning are you throwing it in my pocket? Are you throwing it too high, too low, or too wide out? The ball, like the great passers and great shooters make a great marriage because the great passers know how to throw the ball and with the seams on it so the shooter can just catch it and go. But then you might know, hey, they might not want to catch it with the seams perpendicular, meaning the seams are going this way and they catch it this way. They might want to have it a little out to the side to where when I catch it, I know I don't put my hand this way, that I can just catch and release. Small details like that mean everything to a shooter. I also fix that on the footwork, but they also have this thing about their improvement. They're very detailed and focused about their improvements of their game, making sure that their shot is going up. That's a big thing about progress, the only goal mindset. It's about being so fixated on the improvement. The small details mean so much to them. Progress, the only goal mindset. So like I said, progress is the only goal. Okay, so if you're rocking with the psychology of a shooter too, get you a hoodie, get you a long sleeve shirt, get you a short sleeve shirt, as a reminder that progress is the only goal. So that's the philosophy they live by, being very disciplined, being very consistent, and being a master of their skills. They focus on they master the small details. The timing of their routine and their habits mean a lot. Their focus is everything. The small details mean everything to a great shooter, but they're not just focused on the details of the game, but make sure that their life is also focused on being improvement because progress is the only goal. So the second pillar is going to be psychology. Psychology is the mindset or the behaviors and actions that a person takes. So the psychology is broken down to how they think or what they actually do. People think as them are just being confident, but confidence for them is also how they bounce back. So when they're in a slump, their mindset isn't just, oh, I don't have it or I can't shoot. The top one's thinking, man, I just need one to fall. If I can just get one, I'm going to be okay. Yeah, man, you're talking trash right now. If I get this one jumper to fall, I need this one. Sometimes just maybe just get to the free throw line. I need to see the ball get to the rim. That's all I need to see right now. So their confidence in that situation at the bottom comes from the trusting that the work that they put in before and the work that they put in before can provide them with the bounce back that they need to get out of this slump, to get out of this position at the end. Yes, I missed 10 in a row, but don't let this one fall. Steph Curry missed so many shots in his career. He had a stretch a couple years ago where he missed, I forgot exactly how many it was. I think it was like double digits of threes in a row. Steph Curry, of all people, missed double-digit threes. Like, that's crazy. But you know what he's thinking? Imagine he won to fall in our Bill game. Because he trusts the work that he's put in before. He's confident the reps he put in are not going to fail him. That's where confidence comes from for him.
Love it. One of the things I love about you is you're like 2 for 11. No hesitation shooting a 60-footer. Nobody in the league does that. You have so much confidence in yourself. And within games like this, you turn it around like that. It's awesome. Amazing. Wish I had your confidence.
But it's also crazy to me because they also have a very high standard on themselves. They're probably the hardest person on themselves that they have. They have very high standards. So they also need the most grace with them. It also comes down to their confidence coming down to a short memory, because for them, missing shots is just a thing that happened, but I don't remember it that well. Like, yeah, I missed, but I'm focused on this next shot. So they talk about have a very short-term memory loss when it comes to. I tell players have a Dory mindset. Just keep swimming, because Dory had really bad amnesia, and she'll forget, the name you just told or told about some story you just told. She's gonna forget about this whole thing.
See, I suffer from short-term memory loss.
Short-term memory loss. I don't believe this.
No, it's true. I forget things almost instantly. It runs in my family. Well, I mean, at least I think it does.
Having a Dory mindset. That's also just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim.
Dory, no say me.
But for basketball context, just keep shooting. Just keep going. Keep going to the next play. The next play is all that matters. The 5 misses you had before, irrelevant. Have a short-term memory. You have to shoot the next one. We need you to shoot the next one. Shoot the next one. Not from a selfish standpoint of don't force up shots you don't need to have, but have confidence that you can make the next one because you've made some before. So you got to trust the work, be confident in yourself that you're going to make the next one. Have a short-term memory about the mistake that you had before. But also to have a level of visualization and the mental game that they have. Because they also have, like, even in the midst of them missing, they have the mindset and psychology to say, hey, the ball is going to go in. I have to stay in this present moment, because if I get too caught up on the past, so get too caught up on the future, I'm going to be in this weird spot where I'm going to keep missing. So they have to be confident in that moment and believe that the ball is going to go in. As they present in his current shot, his current free throw, his current three, whatever situation is, to stay current in that moment to make sure that this one is when that breaks the wall down and say, hey, I've missed the last 5, but it's cool. This next one's going to go in. So overall, the psychology that they have for shooters is going to be very confident, but the confidence comes down to trusting the work and work that they put in, trusting that I've shot enough shots, I've put in the work, I've trained hard enough to become a great shooter. But they also have to give themselves grace to this process to know that I have very high standards for my very high work ethic. At the same time, when I don't meet those same standards of the output, I trust myself to give myself grace that the input will still be there. They have the Dory mindset of a short-term memory loss and just going to keep focusing on the next shot, the current shot is here. But they also have a high level of visualization and mental game to say, all I need to do is see the ball go in at one time and staying present in its current moment. So number 3 is going to be the principle they live by. And I think it comes down to having a very high work ethic, but at the same time being very patient with themselves. So high work ethic meaning I have to put in the reps. It's that simple. Like it's not that hard to become a great shooter because I have to do is shoot the ball. But you have to have a high work ethic to become a great shooter like that. So the work ethic that they live and die by is like everything for them. I don't think you can name any great shooter that does not have a very high work ethic and don't have a level of like they wear as a badge of honor that their work ethic is so high. Any shooter, NBA, WNBA, college, they have a pride about themselves. Like, man, poke the chest out a little bit harder, saying, I put in X amount of reps, I put in X amount of shots every summer, every day, every morning, whatever it is. My work ethic is so high. They live by the fact that I have to have a high work ethic. But they also have a level of patience to them to where They're not going to force up every shot. Sometimes they get a little impatient, but overall they come back to this even keeled mindset of, hey, be patient, my shot's going to come. I had this analogy that I gave one of my players before about how struggling to kind of find this shot and finding their groove within the offense of trying to become a better shooter. So I said, hey, be a sniper first, so you become a machine gun. Kind of like, what's going on here? So think about the way that snipers are. Snipers are very patient. Snipers are calm. They're not going to shoot anything that comes in sight. They're not going to take any shot that's available. They're calm. They're patient. All I need is the right time, the right space, so I can take this one shot. That's all I need. So when you're playing basketball, be calm, be a sniper. Don't just take any shot that's there. Don't just take every shot that's there. Take the right one to get you going. So when the sniper's shooting this shot, they're waiting for the cue. They're waiting for the right sight. When they see the right shot they're looking for to have, they'll take it. But you want to transfer from that to being a machine gun. So you want to go from a sniper that's patient, where you're taking the right shot, taking the right timing of it, to throwing the offense to where when you got it going, not every shot is a good shot. So now you turn into a machine gun where you spraying everything and everybody getting hit. So now you're having fun with it, and you just, when you touch your hands, you already know it's going up. So you want to get to that mindset to where I'm patient enough to be a sniper right now. I don't have everything aligned. I'm not feeling it. I'm in a slump right now. I'm in a rut right now. Whatever it is, I'm being patient to get the right shot, the right time, because it's not about me. It's also about the offense. It's about the team. It's about us winning this game. So I have to be patient enough to make the right shots for my team, turn into a machine gun to where now every shot I take is going to be a right shot. But at the same time, you don't want to spray everything to everybody, because now just because you're a machine gun and you're feeling it doesn't mean every shot is for you. Because sometimes you might get double teamed and hit a pocket pass for your teammate, and now they got the layup. Or you get double teamed, you swing it one more, now they get the shot off too. So the principle they live by is being very high work ethic of a player, of a shooter, but also having patience to make sure that I'm not rushing and taking shots out of my character of who I am and what I can do. And I'm going to give you a bonus thought that I have that I shared with one of my players. And I also, it's like a blend of what I came up with and thought of, but then I ended up seeing from another trainer named Brianna Garza. And she's amazing. She's one of probably my favorite shooting coaches that I've seen. And somebody kind of steal a lot of stuff for us. So I hear all the time that players need to play their role. I remember telling the girl that, like, hey, she's kind of get up in the mindset of like, I want to be a team player and play my role. My role is to shoot. And I don't want to get too caught up on doing my thing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I respect that. You want to be a team player and play a role. Cool. So let me put it to you like this. Everybody on the team has a role. Every player has a role. Coaches live and die by players have their roles. I'm like, cool. Someone's a rebounder, right? Someone's the defender. Someone's the playmaker, facilitator that gets everybody set up and involved. But we kind of forget that, like, the whole point of the game is to have more points than the other team at the end of the game. And those roles are great, not disrespecting them because I'm not the great scorer. But somebody has to put the ball in the hole. We need somebody to score the ball. So, at the end of the day, when you're going through, let's say you got 5 players on the floor. You got one to rebound, one's going to be the defender against that player, one's more of the playmaker to get everybody involved. The other one is like a little bit to do everything. This last person, their role is to shoot. Their role is to score. And that's your role. So that means if your role is to shoot the ball, you need to shoot the ball. Somebody has to shoot the ball. That play just so happens to be you. Your role is to be a shooter. Your role is to be a scorer. Like, you have to really sit down and accept that and take it in like that. But I feel like that's my analogy that I gave, but I'm going to let Brianna explain it in her way, probably a little bit better than I could have.
You don't think it's a good shot for you, but everybody else does. I love that you said that because that's coming from a place of unselfishness. It's a good quality of you, but you're not actually being unselfish in that moment. I have that same thing. And then I just had this moment where I realized that I was making that entire possession about me and my fear and my not being willing to fail and have to wear that for my team, because it does suck to miss shots. Whereas you think you're being unselfish, you're actually making that entire moment about your miss or make. You're not being unselfish at all, you're being scared. And that's selfish. When I realized, like, it was me tricking my own self, because I think I serve people, I act in service. It seems like you're the same kind of kid. Are you letting fear dictate what you do instead of just staring it in the face and having a conversation with it? Those moments where you hesitate, now your post players can't crash O boards because they know you're going to let it fly if you have some space. You're 5 out, right? Y'all got to know when somebody's going to shoot, when somebody's not going to shoot. They're going to count on you for that. It's not as unselfish as you think it is. I got you. All right, give me 2 more makes.
And so think about it like you're hurting the team right now by being selfish and making the situation about you. And if you miss or you don't play well, now it's all about you. But it's not the truth. You're too good to not shoot the ball. And you're too good of a teammate to be selfish and not play your role. So if you really want to be a good teammate, if you really want to help the team out, then play your role and be the shooter, be the scorer. And then you keep shooting the ball, make a miss. I call this you being selfishly unselfish. Okay? You're being selfishly unselfish. You making the situation about you and passing the ball off because you're being unselfish. But you're really being selfish because you're hurting the rest of your team because your role is to score. So don't make it about you. You want to be unselfishly selfish. You want to make it to where I'm being unselfish, making this about the team by selfishly taking this shot now. That's the role you want to be in. Be unselfishly selfish because you're a great shooter. You're a great scorer. You need this mindset to continue on to be even better shooter moving forward. So these are the 3 pillars that I came up with of a great shooter. This is something that you have to blend and work on to continue to grow in your game and take the next step as a great shooter. So if you're missing 1 of 3 pillars, you need to work on that and grow on that. Make sure that you're taking the time out to develop these mindsets to make you great and be elite. Let me know which pillar spoke the most to you. Let me know which one that resonated with you. Let me know if you're being a selfishly unselfish player or unselfishly selfish player. You don't want to be you want to be unselfishly selfish. You don't want to be selfishly unselfish. Okay? If you don't understand it, kind of confused, you just rewind like a couple seconds ago when I said it. So without further ado, man, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Share it with somebody. Share it with a teammate that needs to know this. If you're a trainer or a coach, share it with your player that needs to know this. But make sure you subscribe because I got more jewels coming out for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. See you on the next one.